feature that we're moving upwards. We are now at a depth of 350 meters, and we have about 3 hours left in our dive. Two and a half hours left in our dive. And we are slowly moving up the slope on the lookout for commercial species of fish and coral, but of course exploring all the while. Oh, so Scott is just chiming in and saying that the he squat lobster, which we were calling a he, is probably a she. And based on the way the abdomen is poised, her abdomen is poised, it looks like she may have had eggs and was fanning them.
This was the second squat lobster we just looked at? Is that correct?
I'm guessing.
Okay.
Maybe both. No, I think the first, actually. The first one.
Take a look at that tall coral.
Sorry? Oh, the white one?
I was just wondering if we could take a look at that tall one.
Okay, sure. So, pilots, can we take a look at the tallest coral in view?
I would say it's just to the left.
Yes, exactly.
Take it up.
And also, while we're down here, if we could take a look at the one on the right, which is the white, sort of soft-looking one.
Sure.
Great position for both.
So how long does it take for a coral to reach that height or width?
And here.
I think Chris better answer that. But before he does, Scott was saying he thought the second squat lobster was the she with the abdomen. And yes, Deb, you were right. Yeah, I think with regard to size of coral, it totally depends on the type of coral.
Do you want the lasers off?
Yes, please. There we go. Free to zoom whenever you
This
want.
coral's got a
Zoom in.
couple of the ophiroids on it.
Coming back left. Go.
Well, I'm struggling with this one. Maybe some others are not. Hopefully we'll get some comments in the chat room.
Okay, we'll hold on it for a bit then.
Zoom in a little further. Full zoom.
Okay.
Would it be possible to pan slightly down the coral? Thanks. It is an incredible looking ophiroid. And I think this one is still stumping our scientists to shore. Chris Kelly is guessing Primnoid. Scott is yet to weigh in. Oh, nope, he stumped too. So both the coral experts on shore, no idea. So does that mean we want to try and collect this one, guys? Is it possible to pan a little further down, pilots, please?
Sure.
Okay, so Scott is saying no, it's an isidid, which is a bamboo coral. So is this one of interest that we want to potentially collect, or should we look at the white coral instead? Okay. The lack of answers makes me think, let's look at the white coral on the right.
Okay, let's go wide video.
Please.
Zoom it out.
Thank you.
I'll just
Wow, that's
wide.
great zoom.
hop over.
You like don't realize how far away they are. So yeah, this white one, just moving into the center of the screen now, please.
Sure. Okay, let's get lasers on and do a full shot. Okay, video, you want to zoom in with lasers?
Zooming in. Holding here.
Okay, that's good, and lasers off. Okay. Whatever
Zooming
you
in
want,
more.
video.
Yep.
So this one is a primnoid, likely from the genus Candidella. Okay,
zooming
thank you
out.
very much, pilot. We can move on now.
And full wide.
All right.
Oh, and can we, oops, sorry, one more thing.
Yes.
So there's a holothurian right to the right of the white coral.
Yep,
Can we
I
zoom
see
in on
it.
that, please?
Sure.
You want lasers for this one?
Yeah. Okay, video, let's get the whole body with lasers. Zoom.
Zooming in. Holding here.
Okay. It's kind of far away.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a synallactid because of the protrusions on its body. Chris, any thoughts?
I'm still collating. I'm still collating. So my guess is that this is in the family Stickopodidae, and it could be a Stickopus. And that's what I'm sticking to.
Wait, that was terrible.
Okay.
It looks quite similar to a lot of the shallow ones we see in Guam, in terms of morphology, not color.
Full wide.
Thank you, video.
Okay, I'm directly over you just for a location.
All right, I'll get out ahead before the next move.
So we have, so Chris was saying Stickopodidae,
I'll get out in front first.
and
He's looking straight down.
Alex from Underwater Guam and I were saying synallactid. If it's a stickopodid, then it's a new species. Most certainly it is a new record of holothurian. But Chris is saying Stickopus. So we'll leave that one as a mystery. Stickopus.
This would be quite a bit deeper than the Hawaiian ones too. Well, quite a bit being a couple hundred meters deeper than the Hawaii Stickopus, but those sort of projections coming off of it look quite similar to some of the species in Hawaii.
Right, right.
Okay, I think we're ready for a move.
Okay. Was that a fish right there? I think that's some right to the left,
Video,
right?
let's get this fish.
Okay. And zooming in.
All right.
Holding.
So that looks a little like a relative of a lionfish. Maybe?
Water's very shimmery between us and the fish. Yeah, thermocline. I guess that's what the venting does.
Zooming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had to
Nice
put his
view. Yeah.
had to put his back to us.
Still cool. All right, zoom
All
now.
right. Watch lead, you happy with that?
Yes, thank you. We can move on.
Okay, video, quick zoom on this purple fish.
Zooming in. Holding.
More lasers.
Yes. Thank you.
He didn't like those lasers.
Okay, there's lasers. You can turn them off.
So this again looks like one of the relatives of the orange ruffy, just a really big one. So that would be the genus Hoplitethus.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
That's what I think it is too.
This one's just really big.
And there's another one of those Tree Master sea stars in the background.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
zooming out.
The circular ones, right?
Full wide.
Yeah, the circular one.
So if that ruffy like fish is pretty similar to an orange ruffy, that one is going to be really old, because I think orange ruffies of that kind of size are decades to a couple hundred. No, well, not a couple, but 100 and something years old.
Couple 100 years old.
Not a couple, maybe just about 100. But that was one of the problems with that fishery.
So I just had to ask. Okay, who's calling in?
Is that Morse code?
Send help now.
Sure. Seems like it stopped.
Okay.
It's fine.
Shoreside.
Something just went behind you.
Yeah. Maybe it was him. Can you put the lasers back on?
Absolutely. I'm going to give you a little bit of play
A
there.
little extra. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Watch lead, I'm considering this rock under the lasers. It's about a 15 centimeter cube.
That looks like a very good possibility.
Okay.
Navigator, where's our ship move at?
Do you want to stop it there? Thank you.
We stopped this
Okay, co-pilot, if you want to get a hydraulic spun up.
Okay. I'm at
And-
the 3/4.
Okay, let's see, you're about 18 above me. That's pretty good. So you have a good view of me on your small screen.
Yes. Do you want me to switch over?
Yeah, switch to mini ROV HD2.
Okay.
And then you can do,
I have control of your camera.
great, you can do a port slider inboard.
Port wing inboard.
Yeah, port wing.
Coming in.
Good.
Let me know if you need any camera adjustments.
Okay.
Pilot, which which box are you planning on putting this in?
Port
Okay,
rock box.
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I disagree. It's going to go into port forward.
Okay, co-pilot, if you tilt my main HD up. Get
Copy
some
that.
Views of this.
We're going to get some beauty shots of the rock.
That was right there. A little further.
Nope, that's good. Okay, video, I'm just going to rotate around for you.
Zooming in. Hold. Oh,
Oh,
She's slipping. Go slow.
We could see another one of those really colourful urchins directly behind,
That's a good shot.
as well as a paragorgid on the right.
cool.
Okay.
Zooming up.
Okay.
excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It looks like there might be lyraid bamboo in the background there, and so if we get a chance, can we get a zoom on that?
Sorry, we didn't quite catch that. Get a zoom on the isidids in the background. What was
Shall-
the word before isidid?
Shall I stow the box?
Yes, please.
Do you
Did
see
you
that
move the
white
camera
tall one that's
Yes.
stock?
The mini Zeus? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I had it on mute. The one
that's upper center on the stalk. That
Yeah.
white one, tall one. That's the one he's interested in looking at.
Sure.
How's that?
Good. I just had to get myself sorted out there after all that. Nice. Did you get that one tagged as Geo?
I don't know if you want to do a zoom on that guy in the background too, since we're right on him. Up to you.
The
Why not?
urchin?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yes, so
You
it
got the camera?
is
I do.
D2 underscore dive 02
Same
underscore
one we saw earlier.
Same
SPEC
one.
03
Same
Geo.
species.
Yeah.
So,
Can I
yes,
spin down hydraulics?
03
Yes.
and then
please.
Geo, please. Pilot, if we
Yes.
could, directly behind this urchin in
Okay.
the distance, there
Zoom out,
is
get
a
the camera
coral that
back.
is on
You
a
got it.
single stem. No, way more in the distance, yep. Single stem. Exactly. Is
Way
there
out
some way
there?
we could see that guy?
Oh, sure. We can move over there. I'll relief time. I'll hand over to Jeff here, and he'll drive you over there.
Great. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, we just took a rock. It's real flat, it's real easy. We've been going along a lot, almost over. Like that, so I just came back.
Andy, I think your mic's open.
Say again.
It's not crucial that we make the waypoint, but we'd like to get as close to it as possible.
Watch lead. Copy that, watch lead. Just went to adjust my mic and tore the little end right off, so I'm just trying to fix it here. Okay, we can lift off and continue. Due east, correct? Nav? Oh, we took his headset off. Watch lead, can you hear me all right?
I can, pilot.
All right, good. I just want to make sure I didn't actually break the microphone.
So you're going to push out in front?
Yep, I'll push out here. Yeah,
So, pilot, I'm not sure if you heard, but where we were facing before, there was a candelabra type
candelabra.
coral.
So that's a stocky white guy.
Yes,
right?
exactly, that we wanted to take a look at when you're settled.
Lift up. Look for the stocky white coral. There he is. So they want to see this coral, and then we'll continue on. All right, video.
Zooming.
Zoom. Got it. Lasers for scale. And then,
Nav Copilot.
A Lyrate primnoid, look at that. Oh, yeah.
So this is a pretty weird-looking primnoid, particularly at these depths.
Yeah.
Probably a Calyptrophora, I would guess, but
Say again, Nav? Yeah, now I can. So we're stationary, right? Okay. And it looks like we're moving east when we were moving.
Come out for slightly wider.
So this looks like a primnoid
Great.
coral.
Thank you.
And it's again got one of these beautiful ophiuroid commensals on it. And it looks like it's being overgrown by zoanthids on the most extreme right of it. Chris Kelly is actually going one step further and saying it's a Calyptrophora.
the closest thing this looks like that we know about is Calyptrophora angularis. And no, well, Calyptrophora, let's leave it at that.
Okay.
It's really interesting because we've seen a lot of Calyptrophoras in the Pacific Abyss, where I usually work, east of here, very east of here, and they are, all the primnoids, Calyptrophoras especially, are much smaller there, usually, only a couple centimeters. And so it's probably down to food availability. Here, we're much shallower, there's much more food floating around. You can see the particulates in the water, whereas in the abyssal regions, so about 4,000, 5,000 meters depth, there just isn't that much food available, and so things just can't grow as much.
Pretty much due east. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I think Jim was saying we need to make sure we're moving about half the time, so just try to keep us on track and to get to the waypoint. If there's something really interesting that stops us, that's fine, but
Yep, this was Bruce at the
I'll try to keep
UHI.
moving along otherwise.
That was Mexico.
Bruce, that was really garbled. Can you repeat that?
Yep.
Sorry, Levi, were you just trying to chat to me? Or did I miss her? Sorry. Let me see.
Are we interested in any more of these white? Or are we pretty much characterized? Alright, I'll continue on then. Yeah. There's an interesting swimmer. Have you seen this yet?
Fish on the left.
This one doesn't have.
Take a snap video.
It looks like fish looks like it might be another Spectracid.
Is there something coming up ahead of you?
Yeah, I'm
navigation?
going to agree with that.
Yeah, we got some good images of that yesterday, so that's good.
So we can
Oh,
move
I
on.
remember this guy,
Dive
yeah.
pilot, thank you.
Yeah, he's way off in the distance, and I'm waiting for the ship after the ship change, so I've got a
Alright.
little time is why
If you could do like a rhyme or something to get the 6 skill to come back, that'd be great.
You get what?
The 6 skill.
Did you see one today?
No, we did
No, we
not.
have not.
Yesterday, yes. Oh, okay. So I got a little extra tether. Let's be moving along now. Push ahead.
So we were in some very flat terrain with just fissured large blocks, and now we're sort of moving into a little bit more jumbled, more boulders, still lots of fissures. Looks like a nice place the corals and sponges like to hang out here, it looks like. So we're continuing to move upslope, I believe.
So this area seems to be dominated by these sort of pinky orange isidids.
Co-pilot, give you a little tug.
Yeah, I was wondering if that's where that was.
Just sidle back over this way. Just trying to explore the extent of my tether as long as we're science isn't anything immediate to zoom on.
Doesn't this just make you want to become a geologist? Look at this beautiful terrain.
No, not really. I do wish there was a little bit more diversity in this area. No, we have not seen any commercially valuable corals today. We have seen...
I thought we saw the one gold coral.
No, so we're not sure it actually was.
Ah.
But we have seen 2 species of commercially
Come on up with
viable
Yep.
fish, valuable
Coming
fish.
up, hauling in now.
Thanks. Another one of those fish.
A couple different types of corals, eh? Oh, it looks like a bright red paragorgid. Some more of those isidids.
Down the cracks. If there's anything else.
Another one of those plectrantheas, just plectrantheas, just swam by.
Which is the plectranthea?
The one with the little spiky dorsal fin that has stripes.
Coming. Yep.
So Deb, do you think a lot of these corals, not corals,
I was just saying,
what am I talking about? Do you think a lot of these rocks maybe recently jumbled?
I honestly have no idea. I think it's a great question. And I would really like to see if we could dig up someone who's very familiar with submarine carbonate landscapes. I think it would be very helpful if we could get that kind of person to look over some of this dive video.
So we just passed another one of those bright red paragorgids, and it looks like one of the chrysogorges from yesterday that we collected. That was an absolutely beautiful specimen. Can we stop and look at that yellow coral just going off screen? Or there's all, yes please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just in case this is gold
gold
coral.
coral.
Yeah.
Start coming in video.
Chris, I hope you're watching.
He's typing, so I think so.
Full zoom.
And then when we're finished, if we could zoom on that bulbous thing on the coral behind.
This one does not look like gold coral. It definitely looks like a different type of parazoanthid.
Right. Okay. Okay, we'll move along then.
Got the.
Can we zoom on the little white things on the corals,
Here's one in the.
which I think are.
Not this guy up here. He's a little closer. Can you make it out? Is that a little?
So yeah, so that's some kind of gastropod mollusk on the octocoral, and yeah, it does remind me very much of the flamingo tongues you get in shallower waters, which Scott's pointed out. But Chris is saying it's some kind of cowrie shell, which are extremely sought after in the shell trade. Maybe not these ones, but other ones.
One in the background.
I'm not convinced about the cowrie, but okay, no. Scott's saying cowrie, so fair enough. Two experts back on shore. I'm going to go with it. So, great pilot. If we could pick up and keep going back uphill, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Next video.
Another crinoid there, Comatulid crinoid sitting on the octocoral as well.
Rezoom that bamboo whip in the back there too.
Sure.
Video. Snap in. Seconds here.
Navigator, do you have a moment? Could you tell us about how far we are from our waypoint and about how long it would, whether we still have time to get there and what kind of speed we need to make? Great, thanks.
So you can see the banding on this particular coral on the central white bit. So this is the same whip coral that we imaged earlier, the orange whip. So the orange polyps, the very thin skeleton, and the tall polyps, according to Scott Francis. It's got a very tiny ophiuroid on it. But that's great, ROV team. We can move on, please.
Alright, I'll get a quick establishing.
My guess is that this is what Scott and I would call a V-clade. It's characterized by polyps that have either no sclerites in the basal half or usually scales. And what's interesting is that the scales don't reflect the light, whereas we've seen in lots of previous dives with this system that the rods and the needles they're thick enough that they do reflect the light, and we can see exactly how they're arranged. But when the basal half of the polyp looks transparent, that's most likely because it has these really thin scales in it.
Great, thank you, Les. And hello, welcome to the UHECC for this expedition.
Would you look at that weird?
Could we look at that?
We lost you. Sorry, which one?
Black base.
Les, we didn't quite catch that. Which coral did you want to look at?
Yeah, sorry, there was double button pushing here. That colony in the upper right corner.
The huge one.
Quick look at that.
Sure.
It's got to be a quick look, and then I got to continue on.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
great.
correct. A really big one.
Yeah, so just
I'm
a quick
starting
look
to pass
pilot,
over you.
please.
Yep. All right. Snap in from here, video.
Okay.
And there's also a sea star to the left of it and an echinoid to the right of it. And this one's also got some zoanthid overgrowth on the left-hand side of this huge colony. Incredible imagery, guys. So experts on shore thinking primnoid, possibly Paraclyptrophora. And yes, there are a lot of polyps on this particular specimen.
Got a couple more seconds, then I should.
Okay, yep. Feel free to go ahead.
Come out for a
Pilot.
slightly wider shot if we have time. A couple more seconds is all.
Yes, there are a lot of polyps on that.
Copy that. I'll finish with this and catch up, and then we can
Okay.
dial on the next.
Yes, so the left side of it is dead with some, what looks like barnacles and hydroids and maybe some zoanthids as well.
All
Definitely barnacles and
right. You just
hydroids
wanna
though.
Push off and I'll pull out. At the
Okay,
same
we're ready
time.
to go whenever you are, pilot.
Head.
All right. Sailing away.
Oh, and also a crinoid on the top right-hand corner.
All right, pull wide. Nice.
Just in the nick of time.
I'm going to give a good push here. Try a little catch up. And we'll get the ship going.
Look at this fissure, Deb.
kind of amazing.
Great view from Sirius as well.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
that is a great view.
So for those of you watching from home or your offices, if you look at the second feed, it'll have the quad screen, and on the bottom left corner is the Sirius, and you can see this really nice big fissure we're following along. So all this fissuring really leads, it's coming from extensional tectonics. Basically, these are pulling apart from one another, and it shows that this area has been tectonically active.
Got the local uphill.
Uh-huh.
More south of east.
So it looks like another one of those primnoid colonies that we were just looking at, the high-density polyp
Yeah, it
ones,
looks like directly south.
as well as a couple other types of
Although sometimes it shows up
coral.
like that, and it doesn't really give a good
three
view.
in one little bunch. Maybe a chrysogorgia or primnoid, I don't know. Oh, can't see. Oh, it's going to disappear. Can tell.
Are we just coming off a...
The coral? Yeah, so that looks really similar to the one we were just looking at, the huge colony.
Oh, sorry, watch it. I was talking to that.
No, I was talking to Deb.
Okay, good.
And I was off, so I wasn't actually responding to you, but I was following.
Yeah, so south looks like some steep topography.
Yes, on the contours.
Yeah, we don't want to go off that ridge. I think we want to just keep going straight along this gentle slope that's about 90 degrees.
Just keep going the way we are. And I'll make do.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where that waypoint is, but it should be up on that, on the flat part that's in the right-hand side of the high pack. Yep, there it is. Okay. So yeah, we really don't want you to fall off the ridge.
We won't.
Could cheat a couple degrees.
Yeah.
More south of east.
Definitely. Especially since waypoint 1 is... I mean, almost seems like you could beeline to waypoint 1 and just go that bearing. Whatever it is. What do we got?
There's a little fish near the base of that sort of multiplayer fan that we're moving in on. Zooming in on that. That was
That's what I'm at right now.
Video?
I rotated a little bit to keep D2 in view. Yeah, sounds good to me.
It looks like a family of Pinguia pedidae. Shallow water species of Parathurcus, but I don't recognize this color pattern. This is really different. I can't remember seeing anything like this.
There's also a couple cup corals dotted around him. Or her.
Is that Maxine video?
That's full
And what looks like maybe either a coral base or a polychaete tube to the left of this fish. Oh, and another little mysid or something floating by.
Well, these fish are often called sand perches. This is what I think it is, but I'm not sure about this. But they're usually shallow waters. Deeper water ones are usually reddish with yellow stripes, kind of similar to the general color scheme that a lot of deep water fish are. We have one deep water one here in Hawaii, but this thing is really different. I don't remember seeing anything like this. So it's going to take a little work to figure out what it is. Great imagery.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bruce. Okay, watch lead, we're ready to go whenever you are. Not watch lead, what am I talking about? Pilot.
Yep.
You're right, I'm ready to go too.
full way.
Thanks.
So there was a question on the chat room about do fish that jump on the bottom like those black swim bladders. I have to admit I don't know for this particular fish, but it's very likely swim bladder with capsules are great to reduce. I've looked at larvae of these things, and a lot of fish that have swim bladders develop larval species. They don't think have swim bladders larvae like swim bladders do.
It would be nice to just get a partial of that.
Go ahead.
Bruce is very broken up.
Thank you, Bruce. That was my question, and thanks for answering it.
You tilt down just a bit.
So this is another one of these primnoids that we were looking at earlier with a camatulid crinoid on it. As well as, I think, a squat lobster.
All right. So, yeah, I'll come wide.
Behind, you can see one of the chrysogorges, which we collected yesterday.
Nice.
Millions of them.
Just letting you guys know that we have a standing room only crowd here in UHECC.
Oh, that's great. Is it students? Hold on.
I think we just passed a little collapse block. You could see that there were fissures on either side, and there's sort of a drop down.
These corals are absolutely huge. This is a really big primnoid. Again, with two camatulid crinoids on it and what looks like some zoanthid or hydroid overgrowth on the most left extreme end of it.
Now, there's a fish to the right. It's just starting to hit off the screen and drop off. It's swimming in the water. We may have missed it.
Pilot, did you see a fish?
I spun around on the rock or out in the distance?
I don't know. I didn't see one at all.
Okay, I don't.
Okay, let's not worry. Let's keep going ahead.
I think it's.
Signaling now. It's making an even 100. Well, we can see that 40 meters is perfectly fine. 50 seems alright as well. I don't see anything out there. Just be ready to stop it if we need to take a long look at something. But I don't see anything wrong with 50. If we're trying to make tracks, you can dial in a 50. I can certainly, at this pace, keep up. No problem.
Yeah, we've got good visibility out to 25 meters.
So there's
or
a different looking urchin there to the center left. Pick it up there.
Okay, pilot, if we could zoom on that flat urchin. Yep.
Hold video. I'll just get a little closer and then.
Great, thank you. So this looks like an Echinothuridae. perhaps. Yeah, definitely in that family, I'd say. You can tell that from just the sort of squashed shape.
Start in video, look at the camera lined up.
After we do this urchin, could we look at what might be a stock crinoid to the left too?
Sure, I'll do that, Chris.
The ship store is now open for the next 10 minutes. The ship store is now open. Come on down and check out a new inventory.
So perhaps this is the diadematoida. Chris, any thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with this one. I think it's an echinothurid.
Okay.
Based on the length of the spines and the fact that they're a little droopy in places and immobile. But I honestly don't know what this is.
No. Okay, pilot, when you're ready, there is potentially a stalked crinoid to your left somewhere, which we'd like to try and zoom on.
Okay. Scanning. Oh, I think I see it.
Oh,
I see it.
There. Gotcha.
Oh, is it?
Well,
no, I think it's a...
No,
that's not it. That's to the right.
Left. Yeah, that's just a...
Comatulate on a stem.
Exactly. The one he's looking for, the stem is the same color.
Oh, yeah, that does look like a stalked crinoid.
Interesting.
Yeah, so there it is. He's coming on to view, that stalked crinoid-looking thing right there in the left center. Can I ask?
Yep. It's okay. This is need video.
Okay.
As you get it.
There we go. The elusive stalked crinoid.
I'm gonna go ahead and register a vote that this is a potential collectible. A stock crinoid at this depth is remarkable.
So, Chris, if you could explain why this is such an incredible specimen, we'd really appreciate it.
I don't know much about these, and maybe Michael or some other people know about these down here. Top crinoids are in really deep water. You just don't get them at 300 meters, what you're at right now, to my knowledge. So this to me, at least, is a really unusual observation.
Brilliant. And this one's also got some hydroids growing on the stem. And I think this is a 5 armor.
You can get around to the face if you want to get a closer look.
Yeah, so I think we're probably going to collect this. So if we could get some good imagery of it, this is great. And then also maybe one look at the front, if that's not going to get in the way of sampling. And then we're going to take it, please.
Okay.
Maybe just hold this for a couple more seconds. Alright. We can come around to the front if we'd like to get a different view.
Copy that. I'll lift off and go around to the front. Ship is stopped. Awesome. Okay.